care.
Well, hello there. Welcome. It's your buddy, Admiral Teag. And what can I tell you? Loki Season 2. The show is so incredible that they need a special trailer for mid-season here where they sort of seem to have wiped away all the events of episodes 1 through 4 to set the stage for a climactic episode 5 and 6 that I guess leads to the next big thing. Snail, have I showed you the Loki trailer yet? Have we watched that yet, or have only I seen this one?
You showed it to me.
What did you think?
I was thinking it's not what I do when I watch Loki because I don't have to.
It's very painful, yeah. You know what I thought? I thought that it was 80% shit we already saw, 10% shit that we're never going to see, and 10% stuff that they're going to throw at us. That's
Let me find a
kinda
way
how
to express this to you. How I take Loki is like when I'm at the dentist. I know it's going to stop at some point, so I just shut off and go for the ride.
Guys, please hit those like and follow buttons if you could, and if you're new here, welcome. We're gonna take a look at this trailer, and we'll be right back in a second with our. Okay, well, I've just used TVA technology to fast forward time, and we've rewound ourselves back to the moment when we started watching the trailer, but we've now seen it. And I gotta say, the music was nothing special, but it was there, like for a change. It had some music. The show doesn't really seem to use music a lot.
So it's
Again, we had
perfect
our
fit
great
for the show.
yes, another false advertisement, I guess. Our aesthetics again are nice. They invested in a good set season 1, and they're going to try to use it sometimes. So we've either gone to places that are easy to replicate, like an office building or a warehouse, a rural location like a forest, or we've hung out on their set, which looks a lot like if you saw the movie Shape of Water. And basically, this so-called trailer is more of a catch-up.
Yeah, you
This
said
this was
that.
episode 1.
Oh,
This was
I
in
did not
episode
know that.
1. Yeah, what happens in episode 1 is they forget about the fact that there's a season 1 and that only Loki has. They do, and that only Loki has damaging information that could get Loki in trouble, right? No one else is aware of it. They're like, "Hey, Loki, old buddy, what's going
Mm,
on?" And he's back at the TVA. These people we see here, these assholes, and they are assholes. They just they genocide whole timelines of reality all day long. They are just horrible, horrible people. But so we've sort of forgotten about that, and now they're a force for good or something like that because we can't fix what they did last season. We're going to forget about it. And we've sort of only acknowledged that last season existed sort of lately. And so what they did this season was for no reason at all. He's in conflict with them. Something happened off screen. He's running away. It enables a jump where he jumps like Anakin into a passing vehicle because at this TVA center, it's like the Men in Black Center, but it's got like a small city in the middle,
mm.
like the Jetsons or something. It's
Okay.
weird and it makes no sense. Yeah, and all these people have been kidnapped out of their time, and they work as civil servants in the TVA. It's sort of like going to hell in Beetlejuice. So for no reason whatsoever, Tom Hiddleston, Loki is more down with being part of this organization than he ever was with being an Asgardian god or whatever he was
Yeah,
on Earth. And then we
yeah.
play some pop music, and here's Owen Wilson talking about how, what do you mean TVA? I sell ATVs. Anybody have any
Mm.
thoughts on what we saw so far?
I have thoughts, but I cannot say them on.
I was thinking you almost expect the characters to look at the camera and explain the joke they just said.
I got to turn the sound off for a second here, but I mean, this is allegedly a joke. This is allegedly a joke that he appears here, and there's a funny noodle man.
Well, he makes
That's
he makes the same movement, and it also references spaghettification of people, right?
I guess that's what it is, because we've spaghettified a couple of people so far now, haven't we?
Yeah, see? The
Um,
snail is
I
kind of smart sometimes. Huh?
I would say more like the people who film it have some skill and like are looking at the story and they're like, how can we save it? And I'm just surprised that he's not in front of McDonald's.
It is very against brand right here.
Yeah, this used to be like, this is basically, I don't know if Piranha is a real place from California. In New York, we had like CompuCenter. It was like a Radio Shack, but like more computer oriented and a little less expensive. But this year's like Piranha Power Sports, right? So now we've answered a question from like episode 3 of season 1. Why does Owen Wilson's idiotic character have a fascination with these dumb with these like sea-doos, and I don't know what you call them. What are they called again? Wave runners? I don't know.
Yeah,
These like
jet ski?
yeah,
Jet skis?
well, you have jet
what
skis.
are they?
These are,
Yeah,
the big
that's the word I'm looking for. Jet ski is the most popular term. These are more or less jet skis or luxury jet skis, and he's got an obsession with them, and they don't know why. So Loki is finding out why here in this dumb sequence. And he goes in here and he sees Mobius, Owen Wilson, and we get a dumb gag about how we sell these things all the time. Here he is. He's
They
like,
sell ATVs.
yeah, he goes, this is the opening line was, all of existence is in terrible danger. Something very close to that, wasn't it? Is it all of existence is in terrible danger? That
Well,
was
you
the
do get
first
a lot of
line of
nut
this.
jobs, right?
No, but the first thing they say is very slowly with the music playing, like, all of existence is in great danger. And then we've got this like 25 seconds later, we're goofing it up at
he's
like,
gone to another
the
universe.
jet ski place.
It's another variant.
But this universe is just as in jeopardy. No, I think this is Mobius from before they took him. I think they went to 2002 or wherever he's from, and they're going to kidnap him from there. He's from like 1999 or 2002 or something like that. And this is him before he got kidnapped. They also went to where one of the other characters was kidnapped from and found out that she, like, the way she beats up Owen Wilson, and I Googled it, he's over 6 feet. The way she just beats the crap out of him, I thought that her story would be that she would be like the bestest ever, like female Navy SEAL or like special, like, assault ranger. But nope, she's just a normal person. No superpowers, nothing. She's a school teacher. So that the meta of the show is that she could just really beat the crap out of Owen Wilson. He was in a daze. He was out of it. He's like, all the reality, like everyone's going to be like deleted, and I need everyone to help us fix it. And why he would ask him in the past to do something that he doesn't know about, because they pull a 3PO on people when they work for the TVA. The Time Variance Authority wipes your mind, and you don't know what's going on, and you're just kind of in there being a civil servant, sort of like in Beetlejuice. And then poor Aura Boring, our pal Short Round, is at the TVA, and there's Sylvie in the back there. If you see her, she again, like, not only is her hairstyle just like the singer of Def Leppard, but she is ready to sing "Bringing on the Heartbreak" in that outfit. Guys, am I right? I mean, she's now dressed like the singer of Def Leppard as well.
I couldn't tell you. I never really got into Def Leppard.
I never got
Can we
into
just say
music.
how about this? Okay, so Karla gets it out. She safely looks like she could be the male singer of any metal band from about the 90s or before.
Hair metal.
Yeah, like a hair metal kind of band. Bruce Dickinson
What
could
is
wear that
hair
outfit.
metal?
Yeah, the Maiden,
Hair
the Iron
metal
Maiden
is all
guy
that
could wear
glam stuff, right? When they had big hair, all frissued up like ladies
Oh, like
did.
Bon Jovi or whatever. John
Yeah,
Bon
yeah, yeah.
Jovi.
Bon
All that.
Jovi's hair metal.
That's
And then
awesome. I like
if
that.
you want the hair metal band that's good, allegedly, that gets lumped in with hair metal, I guess it's Motley Crue.
Oh. So is
Motley
Alice
Crue,
Cooper hair
Twisted
metal? 'Cause
Sister,
his
stuff
hair's
like that.
Is who?
Twisted
is
Sister.
Alice Cooper hair
Twisted?
metal? Because
No,
No, he
all
precedes it. He's from before.
oh,
He
he's a
would be
Before,
progenitor
considered
of
before, yeah.
it.
he's a progenitor of hair metal. But he would be considered
Mm,
classic rock.
okay. Not that I know one Alice Cooper song, but when you said hair metal, I'm like,
School
oh,
Out
his
for
hair
the
is a bit.
Summer. Faster
Mm,
Pussycat and Poison and Kiss.
okay.
So we saw this last
Oh,
week.
Kiss.
This, yeah,
Yeah.
this is the procedure. They're probably the best hair metal band. This is the procedure by which you go and unmess up the timelines because Victor Timely invented a time loom, and they have a better version of the time loom based on what he wrote, which is based on what they wrote because they sent their own tech back in time. So we're in a causality loop here. So I don't know if any of these people get deleted or die. I guess like we just repeat this one forever, or they do. I just don't know. They're very hesitant to use rewinding time when they could. Like, last episode we saw Kang get spaghettified. Why not
Mm.
rewind time and be like, Kang, that didn't work. Don't go in there. You know. And by the way, we see Kang in a way that I don't. And there's the dumb city inside of their stupid time variance
Oh.
authority, where they do the business of genocide all day, the hard work of deleting entire timelines. This might even be from last season. So here we go. I don't know. I don't really care what they're going to ask us. So here's Loki, Close Encounters of the Third Kind kind of look. They're really hitting Tom Hiddleston hard with that harsh light to wash out the years. Like, it has been 15 years since Avengers. He does look a little older finally. We should
Oh,
all
wow.
look we should all look this great at his age. It's just that he just, time passed. He
Mm.
waits for no one. So here we go. We had a whole we had a whole basically up to this point has only been catch up, right? And we saw like one or two edgy moments, and we've had some edgy voiceovers where he's like, do you know anything about our technology? No, but I'm a quick learner and I'm a god. That's just edge
Mm.
talk, and well, I don't know what that added to our narrative. And then they're like, with Kang, they're like, now be careful in there, people get turned into spaghetti, and then boom, we see him turn into spaghetti, and we saw him get spaghettified last week, and then like this weird scene where they're interrogating one of their own agents who split. This guy left the TVA and took some of their tech and went hid back in the 70s and was just enjoying life there and using his foreknowledge to be a movie star. So it was weird. Like, he's an actor playing an actor in a show taking a shot at actors. It's almost like the writers have contempt for their cast because they have Owen Wilson punch this guy. Now, he gets beat up by women, so I don't think getting punched by Owen Wilson was probably that bad. But here, good cop, bad cop. It's just a total cop show.
Mm.
I held the
Yeah.
whole of New York City hostage with an alien army. Now, I guess it's okay joke. No big deal here. But it's like, this is Avengers 1. Avengers 1 is just a joke in this show. It's not good for Avengers 1. Does anyone think that spiking the football in the events of Avengers 1 for a one-liner to bail out 2 seconds of this show was a smart decision? Where's quality control? Anybody? Am I wrong? Is this a nitpick?
Quality
You shouldn't spike the
control is those are loose words you're using there, but
You're playing
Yeah, right.
with the language.
Honestly here, forget about anybody's feelings about anything. This episode of Loki is using their most successful and a lot of people consider very best movie, Avengers 1, as a joke and not a very respectful one. He's quipping about it. He goes, I once held all of New York City hostage with an alien army. It happens. It was like, my mom is funnier than that. You know what I mean? Like, if my mom made a joke, she would do better than that. And this is like a professional Hollywood quip. So it's just like they're spiking the football on their best movie, kind of taking away anyone. If you've never seen anything but Loki, your desire to see Avengers 1, it's like, well, Loki had a little bit of a personality hiccup. It's probably nothing. Why bother? What you got to put your name on it loud and proud, right? Congratulations, Disney. You're a disaster. So up to now, we've had 4 episodes of Loki. There's only 2 left. Karla, you saw season 1, so you have no context for this. So we'll start with you. What did you think of the video we watched and then those images we just shared with everybody? The 1-minute trailer for Loki, which will be in the description of this video.
I just think that, like I say, you almost expect them to turn to, when they say a joke, it's like that level that you almost expect them to look at the camera and explain why their joke is funny. You know, that's the sort of level I see this as.
Because the best kind of jokes are the ones that need to be explained. We all know
Exactly.
Okay, so hang on for that thought for a minute. Snail, what did you think of what we saw? And you've seen season 2, not season 1. I'm the only one who's been a victim of every episode. Go ahead.
It's just more fluff. It's nothing.
Mm.
I want to say more in-depth thing like, oh, that thing there was reminiscent to something I once read in War of the Worlds, whatever.
The illusion of Faulkner, right? Yeah, I thought the way they sort of subtly invoked Dante's Inferno. Yeah, there's nothing like that here. This is not art.
Their complete use of the Rembrandt triangle in this clip right here shows real artistic muscle.
Yeah,
and what Loki. It's not you.
It's not you, Loki. And the other thing is this, like, heavily borrowed from other franchises, to be honest with you. We're using stuff that just like as much sense as it makes, is as much sense as it makes. They just own enough of these other franchises, or they're just vague enough about it that you can't really sue them for stealing Stargate, right? Because they don't bother to explain it. They just open up a Stargate and walk through it.
I was thinking that trailer has a lot of Tom Hiddleston walking through a door or coming through an entrance, making an entrance type thing. And it's almost, you know how they said, George Lucas used to say, do it again and what more intense or something like that. That was his direction. I feel like the direction in this is, okay, come through it again, but sexier. Okay, come through again, but sexier.
And like a Stargate is actually a little more of a real thing than anything we get in Loki, by the way. It's like something called like an Einstein-Rosenstein bridge or something, or an Einstein-Rosenstein portal. Like if I was Googling about the show, trying to like figure it out, and it's like it's based on the concept of, so it's like a real scientific theory. On Loki, what do we have? Like a weird opaque door sort of opens and they walk through it and they're wherever they need to be, unexplained. It's a transporter and a TARDIS and a communicator and a smartphone all built into one. And it's just
how do they put an address in? How do they put an address in to get somewhere? Like, remember Stargate, you used to enter certain stones or whatever, and
right.
You go through.
You
had to dial the Stargate. You had to dial the Stargate. We don't know because everyone's device is just a little different. Like it's the cell phone or smartphone from either the first generation or the era you had taken from. So like one person has like a flip open pager that was a thing right before cell phones, right? But it has like a display screen on it. They can talk on it, or maybe it was one of those phones that had a full keyboard that flipped open. Like one person has that. Like Owen Wilson.
That is a very good storytelling.
Yeah, a lot of the times what we're seeing happens. A lot of the things they tell us in this show too are just like we see someone watching it on another TV screen. You know what I mean? It's like we do that convenient shortcut a couple of times here and there. But like basically
lazy.
90-second trailer was 120-second trailer was something like 70 seconds of catch up and stuff that we've seen before and reacquainting us, and then just like 40 seconds of what's to come in the last 2 episodes. It's like there were only 2 episodes left, and then after that we kind of saw what we were going to see, but it was all very slow and very stupid. Very slow conversation about buying an ATV. Like I care. Like I don't know. Like anyone out there? Like
no, that was all about the joke.
Jet skis.
It was all about
Yeah,
the joke. They did that whole scene because they wanted to make a TBA to ATB. That's all it was.
yeah. And by the way, would you say that there are definitely members of your family who are funnier than that joke, right? They could just be the funnier than that, like right off the cuff. That was a joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I have a
yeah.
question.
And they could
TVA.
look at the camera and explain it.
The Snail has a question, and it's very
Go for it.
misogynistic. Was
Go
the
for it.
joke written by females?
I think this. Who writes this
I bet it was.
stuff? Honestly, well, let me take a look at the Loki IMDb for a second here and see if I can't get us an answer on that one, because that's an interesting. All right, so for the most part, the most episodes by any one person is by someone called Eric Martin. He's written 12 episodes. He's described as a staff writer, and it's got written by 6. So he's part of 12. He's like the head writer of 6. And then we have Michael Waldron. They list Stan Lee. It's just pissing on his memory. Someone named Bisha K. Ali, Alyssa Karasik, Catherine Blair, Amber Dupree, Kazra Farahani, Brett Main, Jack Kirby, Larry Lieber, Tom Calvin, and Jason
Jack
O'Leary, and obviously
Kirby.
Jack Kirby. Yes, 30. If we could just harness the energy from him spinning in his grave. And oh my God, I clicked on one name here, Kazra Farahani. Here are his credits. You ready? Loki, Star Trek Into Darkness, and Black Panther. So like, so a lot of
Yeah.
these people have never been associated with anything good. Was it Bishka K. Ali is associated with, known for Loki, Miss Marvel, maybe one episode of Black Mirror, it looks like, and the TV miniseries Four Weddings and a Funeral. None of these
Oh
look
my
like they lasted
goodness.
very long. She's listed as a writer for 5 things. One of them's Loki, and one of them's a show called Sex Education that lasted 1 episode. All these things are 8.3s, except Miss Marvel's a 6.3. Black Mirror, 8.7, 1 episode, like I thought. So that doesn't reflect on her. Loki, though, 8.2 stars. People, IMDb is an absolute scam. This is not an 8.2 star show.
And half the men on that list are dead.
Yeah. Of embarrassment. If they were still alive, they would die of embarrassment. The show is so goddamn bad. All right, everybody, we're committed to getting through the last 2 episodes of Loki. I guess we're going to live watch them on Thursday. We're also watching a much more enjoyable show about the Norse Pantheon called The Almighty Johnsons, which is free on Amazon. You can check out our uploads of that. If you've listened to this review of the trailer and recap of everything that's happened in the first half of Loki, translation, really pretty much nothing happens, and that's all there is to it. And now we're just going to start to try to pretend we're having a story for 2 episodes and see what we can do going into season 3. We've kicked the can for 8 episodes. I don't know what to tell you. That's it. Join us here each week for Loki until that's over in 2 more weeks. And thanks for stopping by. Hit those like and follows. We also cover a lot of other stuff. Everybody, thanks for coming by.
Bye.